Unitas is considered by most to be the greatest quarterback ever. He represents the very best in dedication and sportsmanship. The award to honor the nation's best collegiate quarterback appropriately bears the name of this football legend. The Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jack Tennant, Master of Ceremonies for tonight's award program. And obviously with me, a couple of very important people. To my left, the man that the thing is named after, that's John Unitas, Johnny Unitas, the Golden Arm Award and so forth. This is number 11, John, and you've seen a lot of good young quarterbacks come in, and tonight shouldn't be any different. No, we have an outstanding quarterback in Danny Wuerffel. Of course, his coach, Steve Spurrier, is coming along with him. And a great speaker in Kenny Stabler, who's a professional quarterback. Everyone's heard of him. And we are delighted to be able to raise some money to give to these kids as scholar athletes. And over here to my right is Frank Gitcher. Frank, you started this thing 11 years ago, and it has grown quite a bit.
Well, we started the Football Foundation, but we made the scholarships only because of Johnny Unitas. And that's what we do here. We're going to be presenting tonight financial services and aids to the youth leagues. We'll be giving scholarships to high school youngsters, and we'll be providing some scholarship money for walk-ons in colleges. And that's our goal here, is to promote football, and that's what we're trying to do. I don't want to take any of your thunder, but I will close with this. 26 high school people will receive $1,000 scholarships. That's a pretty nice little chunk. We'll be back right after this. First of all, we have some very special young people to be acknowledged at this time. I'd like you to meet some of the award winners of the various youth leagues. Incidentally, these young athletes will have their picture taken tonight with Danny Wuerffel. So if we could get Danny to come up here. We've missed the first two. That's from the Jefferson County Optimist Youth League, from the Pee Wee Division and the Junior Division, but here tonight is the Senior Division winner, Sam Ernie. From the Oldham County Youth Football League, Pee Wee Division winner is Alex Buckler. Junior Division winner is Cam Anderson. Okay, the next one is Chaz Anderson from the Senior Division winner. Hey, Chaz, tell him you are a winner in the Senior Division. They said he can't be a Senior Division. Next we have from the Muhammad Ali Youth League Pee Wee Division is Marcus Northington. From the Junior Division, Miles Brewer. And from the Senior Division, Montez Trumbo. All right. And the South Jefferson County Youth League, the Pee Wee Division winner is Jordan Farmer. Junior Division winner is Damon Luttrell.
And Senior Division, Danny Evans.
He's here now. He'll be the last one.
Okay. Okay, we found two of them. Pee Wee Division winner from the Jefferson County Optimus Youth League, Eaton Johnson. Oops. And from the Junior Division, William Thomas. Gentlemen, we congratulate all of you. How about a big round of applause? This being an award program, obviously we have many awards to give. And the first one to give an award tonight will be John Unitas. John?
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd just like to welcome you here this evening to the 11th annual banquet, the awards banquet. And, you know, football is a collision sport, and one thing that can stop a football team from being successful just about all year long are injuries, which we all have had sooner or later in the game of football. And one of the most valuable players of any football team is a good orthopedist. I know I've had a few of them, had a few injuries. At this moment, I'd like to introduce Richard Skruski, who is the CEO of Health South Rehabilitation, to present the Johnny Unitas First Down Award. Richard?
Thank you, Johnny. Also, I'd like to ask Darrell Brown, the president of Health South's outpatient sports medicine operation, to come forward.
Thank you, Richard. Health South is very proud to be a part of this award, and as Johnny said, that clearly injury is a big component of sports, and it's been something in our lives that have really driven us, and Health South has always been a key part of team sport and getting players back in the game. And tonight we have a recipient that is really dedicated his entire life to that pursuit. The recipient tonight is an athlete himself. He tried out as a punter for the New York Giants. He was a tremendous athlete in college. And as a matter of fact, when we were talking earlier today, a couple of the people that know him very well said he's probably one of the dirtiest basketball players in New York City. Pretty tough guy to get on the court. Dr. Warren graduated from Columbia University. He had some training at St. Luke's, also training at the Hospital for Special Surgery, and was a fellow at Columbia Presbyterian. Dr. Warren's known worldwide for his research and expertise in sports medicine, and he's trained countless other orthopedic surgeons across the world. Dr. Warren is a consulting orthopedic surgeon for the New York City Public School Athletic League. He's also the chief of surgery for Hospital for Special Surgery in New York City. He's past president of the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgery. He's past president of the Shoulder and Elbow Society. He's also a team physician for the New York Giants. And one thing I will say about Dr. Warren is that he, like every other of the recipients tonight, represents the finest in his field. And he has a tremendous passion for always being better and really pushing the envelope in sports medicine. Health South is very proud to have Dr. Russ Warren come forward and accept this award tonight.
I'd just like to take this opportunity really to thank Health South and Richard and Darrell and the National Football Foundation for this award. I've played a lot of sports all my life, and I got into medicine through athletics and probably had a lot of the injuries that I treated. And I always felt our mission was to try to improve the prevention and the recognition and the proper treatment. I think that's also the mission of Health South. And I think that our goal in the future is to try to allow young athletes to return at an early time and avoid a lot of the problems that have occurred in the past. I'd like to thank you very much for this award.
Thank you, Doc.
At this time, we're set to honor the high school scholar athletes. And if I could, as I introduce each one of them, I'd like for their parents and maybe their coach or someone, a representative from the school, to stand up and also be recognized at that time. Just stand right up there. Okay, we're all set to go. The first one comes from Atherton High School. His name is Blaine Van Gansbeck. Now, Blaine is a member of the National Honor Society, selected captain of his team, and Blaine is also a four-year starter. Next up from Ballard High School, Gerald Palmer. Now, here's one of those individuals who is a real leader on and off the field, has been a two-way starter and received numerous honors for the program at Ballard. Thank you, Gerald. From Butler High School, Stefan Dennison. Stefan accumulated a B average in a demanding traditional program, class officer of his junior and senior years, selected by his classmates as Mr. Junior, and this year selected as Mr. Butler by the senior class. Thank you, Mr. Dennison. Sir. From Central High School, Adrian McInnes, Jr. Adrian consistently maintains a high GPA, led team in tackling the past 2 seasons, and defensive captain the last 2 years. That's Adrian McInnes, Jr. From DeSales High School, Scott Buckley. Here's a straight A student, number 1 in his class, Governor's Cup scholar, 11th and 12th grades, a member of the Student High on Life Fellowship of Christian Athletes and Habitat for Humanity, all in the 12th grade, and a 3-year starter, all-district co-captain. Habitat for Humanity, I better get that straight. Next up from Doss High School, Gary Gum. Gary was recently voted as Mr. Doss by the faculty. He works diligently in the classroom and has maintained perfect attendance the past 2 years. In football, he's been a 3-year first-team all-district, 2-year first-team all-county, and 1-year all-state. That is Gary Gum. From Eastern High School, Chad Scott. Chad has participated in honor courses with an above-average GPA, always participates in the various school fundraisers, and was all-district offensive tackle this season. From Fairdale High School, Robbie Kugel. Robbie has a 3.58 GPA while on the National Honors Court and Beta Club, an outstanding leader in the classroom as well as the field. A team captain this year and led the team in tackles. Robbie Cooley. From Fern Creek High School, Dwayne Dante Pimpleton. Dwayne is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, a very hard worker, not only during the season, but off-season as well, has established high goals and standards in life. From Holy Cross High School, Lance Culver. Lance has maintained a 3.3 GPA while being a team leader in the weight room, in school, and as captain on the field. He was a homecoming king this year. Lance's brother was a winner of this award previously, so we've got those guys covered pretty well. Thank you. From Iroquois High School, James Fisher. He's been part of the football program there for 4 years, a leader on and off the field. He's also a member of the ROTC program and is involved in many community activities. From Jeffersontown High School, Nathaniel Hazelwood. Nathaniel's a 3-year starter in football and baseball. He's also recognized as leader on the playing field, in the community, and at J-Town High School. Tony Driver of Mayo High School could not be with us tonight. From Manual High School, Delvin Pikes. A 3-year varsity letterman, was captain, played quarterback and receiver. He also is a member of the basketball team, has been a class officer and a member of the steering committee. He's a member of the IHM youth group and the youth choir. From Moore High School, Kyle McCune. He's identified by those at Moore High School as a very hard worker and a superior student. He's ranked 3rd in his senior class. Now from Oldham County High School, William Ney. William's outstanding in high school leadership and citizenship, is outstanding in the area of academics, and an exceptional football player. From Pleasure Ridge Park, Matthew Brickey. Matthew is ranked 12th in his class of 340 and is enrolled in an advanced program, is in the National Honor Society member and participates in the FCA, also works with many other programs such as Red Cross, Beta Club, YMCA, and he's a 3-year starter and this year's football captain. From St. Xavier, Jeff Brunelli. Jeff has a 3.7 GPA in the honors program and is a 3-time academic all-state player and is already qualified for college athletics with a 1250 on the SAT. And with Jeff as quarterback the last 2 years, X showed a record of 24-2. From Seneca High School, Robert Baker. Robert was a starter for the past 3 years, demonstrated outstanding leadership skills, has already recorded his 26 on the ACT score. Next from Shawnee High School, Tyree Jones. Tyree is an outstanding young man both on and off the field. He treats his academics as he does athletics, a quiet leader who works hard at every task. Next from South Oldham High School, Adam W. Sears. Adam maintained a high level of academic success with a 3.37 GPA. His strengths include character, maturity, and integrity. He was a defensive back at South Oldham High School. From Southern High School, Steve Gritton. A 3-year starter, and he's played both tight end and defensive end. Was selected by his peers as team captain and maintained a B average while taking college prep classes. Now from Trinity High School, Danny Suma. Well, like they say at Trinity, Danny does it all. Senior class president, Jimmy Stein Scholarship, National Honor Society, Shamrock Award, 20 hours of community service, U of L Book Award, Spanish National Honor Society, and still had time to be selected to the all-district team. Wow, that's a pretty good resume. Next from Valley High School, Clarence Jordan. Clarence has been an outstanding leader within the school and the football field. He's a member of the varsity football team and has been so for 4 years. From Wagner High School, Dave Boone Jr. Dave was chosen as a member of the select group of students to be part of the Governor's Scholar Program. Very active in student affairs, was co-captain of the football team, led the team in receiving with 24 receptions for 389 yards. Okay, from Western High School, Kenny Hand, a member of the Beta Club, Key Club, Athletic Council, FHA, Math Team, Student Senate, and FCA. Also, he's been a Sunday volunteer at the Hazelwood Nursing Home and a starter for 2 years. How about a big round of applause for all of these fine young men?
Hi, I'm Gary Gum. I'm a John United Scholarship winner from Doss High School, and we'll be back in a minute.
You know, each year the Kentucky chapter recognizes the outstanding football player in the Commonwealth with the Frank Camp Award. And now here is board member Denny Schrecker. Denny?
Thank you, Jack. Before I introduce the Frank Camp Award, someone is bringing Nancy. Here's Nancy Camp, all right. There were many talented football players this year in the state of Kentucky. Let me tell you a little bit about why Derek Homer is this year's award winner. His senior year, played 15 games. He had 295 carries for 3,003 yards, a 10.2 average rushing, and 43 touchdowns. From 1993 to 1996, He played in 50 football games. He carried the ball 932 times. Coach, he wouldn't have done that in Florida. He rushed for 8,224 yards and 112 touchdowns. He's Kentucky's all-time leading rusher. He's Kentucky's all-time leading rushing touchdown leader with 110 touchdowns. He's Kentucky's all-time career touchdown leader with 112 touchdowns. He averaged 8.8 yards per carry, 164.4 yards per game, 692 points. It's my pleasure now to introduce to you the wife of John Unitas' head football coach at the University of Louisville, Mr. University of Louisville, actually, to us, and our First Lady of Football, Mrs. Frank Camp.
Well, one of the greatest pleasures I have each year is to present the Frank Camp Award at this National Football Foundation and Hall of Fame dinner. My family and I are indeed so honored to have this award named for Frank, who, as you know, coached high school football at Hodgenville, Glasgow, and Henderson before coming to the University of Louisville in 1946 as head coach. It is indeed such a pleasure and a privilege to present the Frank Camp Award this evening to this football player that has done everything from his records, the high school football player of the state of Kentucky, Derek Homer of Meade County. Where is he? Fort Knox? Oh, it's not Meade County? Okay.
If Derek's parents and their head coach will please come up. Derek's coach and parents, where are you? You all come up. Thank you very much. Nancy.
Thank you for this most prestigious award. I thank everybody for getting me here. I thank my coaches, my mother, all of Fort Knox community, and I thank Miss Camp for the award. And I just want to tell you that hard work always pays off, and just keep striving hard and always work hard and everything will work out. Thank you very much.
For the walk-on award from the University of Louisville, here's their head coach, Ron Cooper.
Thank you. First of all, let me just say congratulations to all the award winners who combined winning in the classroom and also on the football field is definitely something special. Let me tell you about the college walk-on award winner from the University of Louisville. I've been the head football coach at Louisville for 2 seasons, and the first thing I can say about this young man is that he's always had a great attitude. Very, very positive. If we asked him to play guard, he'll line up at guard. If we ask him to play tackle, he'll line up at tackle. Center, he'll line up at center. Play on the scout team, he'll give the scout team look every single week. Never was late for a single meeting. Always on time to lift weights. does everything you ask. He's a graduate of St. X High School, has a major in communications with a 3.25 grade point average. He's been on the athletic director's honor roll 5 consecutive times. I'm definitely proud that I've been associated with him. He's graduating. He's going to use the scholarship award money for postgraduate work. I'm proud to introduce Quinn Rice, the College Walk-On Award winner from the University of Louisville.
Pleased now to welcome John Kropp, Associate Athletic Director of the University of Kentucky. John.
Thank you. I would like to tell you that our head football coach, Hal Mumme, is in Florence, Alabama tonight because they are presenting an award similar to the one that you are here for the Outstanding Division II College Football Player of the Year. And so he sends his condolences, but he also sends his congratulations to all the winners that are here. I'm excited to introduce you to our college walk-on winner at the University of Kentucky. The first time I ever saw Jimmy Carter was at halftime of the 1993 Peach Bowl game when we were playing Clemson, and Jimmy was in some kind of a field goal kicking contest where he had to make a long field goal at halftime, I think to put some pizza company out of business, because I think he fed about half of Atlanta that night for making the field goal. We were very fortunate. Jimmy had just finished his high school at Dunwoody High School and had, with his teammates, led them to the Class 4A state championship. We were thrilled that he chose to walk on at the University of Kentucky. He redshirted in 1994. As Ron said about his player, Jimmy's a very, very unselfish player. He was an excellent place kicker as well as punter. We had a need for a punter in '95, and Bill Curry asked him to concentrate in that area and give up his place kicking duties. He did that. He made every punt for us in '95. This year, thanks to Coach Spurrier and Coach Cooper's magnificent defenses, Jimmy set the school record at the University of Kentucky in number of punts, because unfortunately we had to kick too often, but his average went up over 4 yards per kick, and he averaged almost 40 yards a kick, handled everything flawlessly. He's an outstanding young man. He is a 3.64 GPA. He's an all-conference academic player. He's very active in our Cat's Cause community service, and Jimmy also speaks on behalf of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and I'm really, really proud. And I know how hard college football and people that walk on and achieve as these two young men deserve our recognition, and I'm proud to present to you Jimmy Carter.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm the winner of the Johnny Unitas Walk-On Award at UK. We'll be right back.
Would you please welcome Mr. Peter J. Bernard, President and CEO of Caritas Health Services.
Thank you, Jack. I started playing football when I was 11 years old, and I can remember how coaches, assistants, and others involved in the game made a difference in my life and the life of many other players. It's for that reason it's my pleasure this evening to recognize Dr. Nathan Zimmerman, known as Nat, for his outstanding contributions to amateur football and to the young people who love to play the game. As a family practitioner with Caritas Valley Medical Associates, Dr. Zimmerman demonstrates his commitment to our young people and their well-being every day. That's why his active involvement in the Kentucky chapter of the National Football Foundation and the College Football Hall of Fame is no surprise. Dr. Zimmerman has given freely of his time and his talents to the Foundation's advisory board and has been instrumental in securing sponsors to support the Foundation's fundamental creed of ethics in concert with scholarship and civic leadership. For his commitment to youth and support for football that grows out of pure love for the game and for the youngsters who play it, please join me in recognizing Dr. Nathan Zimmerman, known as Nat, recipient of the Amateur Football Award. Nat?
I notice everyone sitting on the edge of his seats, and I don't know whether that's because you are excitedly waiting for me to say some things that are important, or whether you're worried about how long it's going to take me to say them, or whether you're half out the door. Raising scholarship money is the reason, I assume, that I'm here. And I didn't contribute that money, but I feel like the relationships that I had with the people I'm going to mention is the sincere reason behind the monies that have been put up for these young guys and these young people to start their collegiate careers, and everything out there in college isn't football. But certainly, in this case, it's important. I don't see Care Tenders as a corporation. I see Care Tenders as Bill and John Yarmouth, and the fact that from the inception of this entire program, they have supported it unstintingly and have never let up with their support. I don't see Caritas as a health service corporation. I see Caritas as Peter Bernard, a bright and vigorous CEO who wants to do good things in our community. And that is what he is doing. I don't see the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award as a trophy. I see it as the Denny Schreckers and the Jim Boluses and the Dennis Riggses and the people who have contributed to what we see here tonight. I don't see Bob Bender as a close personal friend, which he is, a dear friend of mine. I see him with his commitment to this endeavor. And if you know Bob, Bob commits, he commits, and he commits. I have a special friendship and a special love for Frank Gitcher. Clearly, he is the brainchild of this whole program. And even John Unitas will agree that Frank Gitcher is the engine that drives the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm. Finally, John Unitas himself. What can you say that's best about John Unitas? I tell you what I can say about that John Unitas. I can say that John Unitas never forgot where he came from, ever. And I don't think you can measure what he has given to this opportunity for young people. Finally, I'm happy to be here. I'm delighted for the pleasure and the joy and the fun that amateur athletics has done for me. And I feel sincerely that it has given me more than I have returned. I want to thank the National Football Foundation for this honor and for this award.
Thank you, Nat, and congratulations. As President and Chief Executive Officer of Caritas Health Services, it gives me great pleasure this evening to recognize a true All-American, a member of the Caritas family who has worked tirelessly for the betterment of the greater Louisville community, and as was mentioned, Mr. Dennis Riggs. Dennis is chairperson of the Caritas Health Services Board of Directors and has much in common with the numerous individuals that have been honored tonight. As a former NFL official, he has a true love for the game, and he knows the lessons that are learned on the gridiron: discipline, commitment, and positive attitude. These set the course for a lifetime. For Dennis, community service and philanthropy has been his life's work, as demonstrated by a career path that includes service to religious and nonprofit organizations, as well as social service agencies. Ask Dennis if there's parallels between playing on the playing field and his role as board chair at Caritas, and he'll likely just smile. He's discovered that serving as chairperson is a lot like officiating a professional football game. There's an abundance of conflict, opposing teams, and illegal motions. There are brilliant strategies and huge gains. And in the rapidly changing healthcare environment, there's plenty of punting. Through it all, this hands-on leader has kept his eye on the goal: to build a healthcare organization committed to excellence and the Catholic mission to serve this community. In appreciation for the leadership he deserves and provides, Dennis was recently nominated by the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth Health System, of which Caritas is an affiliate, for Modern Healthcare Magazine's Trustee of the Year Award. What a true honor. Tonight, he is our Trustee of the Year. For his leadership and commitment to the community, please join me in recognizing Dennis Riggs, the first recipient of the Caritas Community All-American Award. Dennis? By the way, he's my boss, too.
Thank you so much to Peter and to Caritas for the generosity in its leadership tonight in helping to provide scholarships. Peter and I have kind of done double duty. Tonight is the Doctor's Award dinner and celebration for the holidays up the street at the Seelbach Hotel. My comments will be brief. I certainly hadn't any expectation that this would happen when I encouraged Peter and Caritas to get involved. I've had three great gifts in my life. The first is Kitty, my wife and my best friend, our children, and our extended family. The second one was the opportunity to play football and then to spend 29 years officiating football. I will never forget those gifts and the opportunities to be there. I think the third one is to have been touched and had an opportunity to work with the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth at Caritas in its form of loving care while it helps people in need. Their generosity to you young men is because they really do care about people, and their scholarships are an example of that caring. So we thank you very much. I'm honored.
Next, we would like to welcome Joe Owen. He has some awards to present. Joe, of course, the Midwest Region Coordinator for the National Football Foundation. Joe?
Thank you. It's indeed my privilege to represent the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame this evening. I'm going to be very brief because I do have several presentations to make. Before I do so, I'd like to quickly try to attempt to explain the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame to you. We are a nationwide organization with 105 chapters across the country, approximately 10,000 members. Our sole purpose and mission for the National Football Foundation is to do exactly what we're doing this evening, honoring young men who've excelled not only in the football field, but in the classroom as well. And while our 105 chapters across the country honor our high school scholar athletes, we, the National Football Foundation, do the same thing on a national level with the college scholar athletes. Every December at our annual awards dinner in New York City, we bring in the 15 very best college scholar athletes and award them with $18,000 for postgraduate work. These are young men who have excelled in football, in academics, and community service. They range from players from Division I-A to Division II, III, and the NAIA schools. From these 15 very best college scholar athletes, we pick the top college scholar athlete, a young man who's the best of the best. And last Tuesday night in New York City at the Waldorf Astoria, we picked as our 1996 Scholar Athlete of the Year, Danny Werfel from the University of Florida. So if you want to know what the National Football Foundation is all about and what it represents, you have to look no farther than our honoree tonight, Danny Werfel. But in addition to honoring scholar athletes, the National Football Foundation is also very pleased to own and operate the College Football Hall of Fame located in South Bend, Indiana. And I won't get into too many details about the Hall of Fame, but it did open a year and a half ago. And we're very proud of that facility. But I think the most exciting part about that is one display called the Scholar Athlete Display. There, any individual visiting the College Football Hall of Fame can go to a computer, punch up on the screen any young man who's ever been honored by the chapter, find out his name, the school he went to, and his accomplishments. So you young high school athletes that are being honored this evening, you will always be honored and remembered in the College Football Hall of Fame. You stand for what the foundation represents. There's not a chapter in the country that annually attracts more people to their banquet or presents more scholarship money than the Kentucky chapter. I congratulate the entire board of directors of the Kentucky chapter for the outstanding job they do. If you are not currently a member of this chapter, I invite you to take one of these applications that have been in this building and quickly get involved with this chapter. At this time, it's my honor to make a few very special presentations on behalf of the Kentucky chapter of the National Football Foundation. Tonight, we present the Contribution to Amateur Football Award to an individual who has given so much of himself, not only to the Kentucky chapter, but to many organizations throughout the community. Sam Corbett, Vice President of Sam Myers Formalware and Chairman of the Jefferson County School Board, has been a gracious supporter of the Kentucky chapter for many years. Each year, he has provided the use of the tuxedos for this event. But his contributions to the youth of his community go much deeper. Whether they know it or not, the young men who play youth football and high school football in the Louisville area are very lucky to have a man like Sam Corbett. He is a man who cares not only about what they've accomplished on the football field, but more important, what they accomplish in their lives. So without any further ado, it is my privilege to present the 1996 Kentucky Chapter's Contribution to Amateur Football Award to Mr. Sam Corbett. Sam?
Thank you very much, Joe. It is an honor to be presented this award, and I want to thank the Kentucky chapter and their board for recognizing me tonight. I have had a great seat at one of the front row tables, and I guess just as Coach Spurrier or Coach Cooper, when they attend a football game, particularly a high school game, I'm sure you're evaluating talent. When I attend an event where people are wearing tuxedos, I start to analyze how everybody looks in the tuxedos. And this is the first opportunity I've had, although we've been involved for a long time, this is the first year I've had an opportunity to attend the banquet. And I can tell you in my 25 years of professional experience that the gentlemen at the head table look outstanding in their tuxedos. Now, I will say this, the gentlemen in the front row, the younger gentlemen, in my professional opinion, look a little better than some of these older guys in the second and third row. But maybe that's because they don't have this section in the middle that our vest or cummerbund aren't really doing an adequate job on. I want to congratulate all of the honorees tonight. I don't know how many of you all know it, but in the Jefferson County system, we have standards that are a bit higher than those in the rest of the state. And for a boy or a girl to participate in athletics in our system, they have to keep their academics up at a higher level than maybe some other schools around. So the fact that these young men have achieved what they have, and you heard about those achievements, is just outstanding, and I want to congratulate them. And again, thanks to everybody involved, because this is a special award, and I really appreciate it.
I now have the opportunity to present one of the highest honors a chapter can bestow on an individual, the National Football Foundation. It's called the Distinguished American Award. It is my honor this evening to present the Distinguished American Award to 3 outstanding longtime sponsors of this event. These 3 men need really no formal introductions, for they've been key ingredients to this event for many years. At this time, it is my privilege to present the 1996 Distinguished American Award to 2 great friends of the Kentucky chapter, to Mr. Bill Yarmouth, President and CEO of Care Tenders, and to his brother, Mr. John Yarmouth, founder and editor of Leo, Louisville Eccentric Observer. 2 gentlemen, please come forward. I'll read this plaque for you. This is the Distinguished American Award presented by the Kentucky chapter of the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame to the individuals who have set standards for excellence in a life of service to their community. Yeah, we'll walk down there.
One of the lines that I like to quote the most is from a woman named Rita Mae Brown, who said, "If the world were a truly illogical place, men would ride side saddle." When my friends from now on, come to my trophy room, which before tonight was just a den, they will look at this trophy and they say, "That doesn't make any sense. A football trophy for you." And I said, "Well, it doesn't, but I have had so much enjoyment, and Bill and I have, in honoring these great young people, both at the high school and college levels, that we're going to accept the awards anyway." So thanks for this great honor, and congratulations to all the recipients.
I hate following my brother when he speaks so well, but we've enjoyed being affiliated with the National Football Foundation and the Johnny Unitas Award for as many years as we have, primarily because of the emphasis that it has on education. And when I was sitting up here with the big guys tonight, one of the things that, and the awards were announced for the young men on the front row, one of the things that I walked away with was I'm not so sure that they got the recognition that they deserve. And so if you will indulge me, I would like for you to join me in a standing ovation for the young men who have accomplished so much in their high school career and send them off into the future with their competitive edge that they've learned from football and the education that they've attained in high school.
The third recipient of this award is also indeed a true distinguished American. It's my privilege once again to present the Distinguished American Award to the man who's the chairman and CEO of Health South Rehabilitation Corporation of Birmingham, Alabama, a man who's been a great support of this chapter for many, many years, Mr. Richard Scrushy.
Health South is also very proud to be associated with this event, and we're also proud to be associated with such fine young men. What I've seen here tonight really tells me that we're going to continue to be involved in this event, and it's just a wonderful opportunity for us. You know, Health South operates the largest healthcare company geographically in the world. We're in all 50 states. We're the only healthcare company in all 50 states. We treat over 50,000 patients a day. The largest segment of that are sports injuries, orthopedics and sports injuries. This is really our business. We employ more athletic trainers and physical therapists than any other company in the world. We work with over 50 professional teams, 700 high schools, and 125 universities and colleges handling their orthopedic sports medicine care. So this fits very well with who Health South is and our almost 40,000 employees nationwide. So we're very proud to be here, and really thank you very much. We're very honored.
Hello, my name is Montez Trumbo, and I'm a Johnny Unitas Award winner from the Muhammad Ali Junior League, and we'll be right back.
Hey, what we're going to do, we're going to let John sit down for a while. I'll bring up John Jr. John Unitas Jr., please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and scholar athletes. It gives me great pleasure to announce our next guest. Of course, this gentleman doesn't need any introduction, but we're very grateful that he's here tonight, and want to thank him again. So I'll be brief. Ken Stabler, the Snake. He played collegiate football for the University of Alabama under Coach Paul Bear Bryant, Jr. from 1964 to 1967. His position, obviously, quarterback. He was voted the most valuable player in the 1967 Sugar Bowl, and he was selected by the Oakland Raiders in the second round of the AFL-NFL draft. That was in 1968. He was named the Player of the Year in 1974 and in 1976. And in 1976, he received the Hickok Belt for Professional Athlete of the Year. In 1977, he quarterbacked the Oakland Raiders in the Super Bowl. He played a total of 15 seasons, short of you, Dad, a little bit, in the NFL with the Oakland Raiders, Houston Oilers, and the New Orleans Saints, retiring in 1984. He has received numerous accolades and awards throughout his lifetime and career in football, and he currently is president of Stabler Company, Inc. I believe we have some video that we could show.
Ken Stabler played 15 seasons in the NFL. He was selected by the Oakland Raiders in the second round of the 1968 AFL-NFL draft. During his career, Stabler completed 2,270 passes of 3,793 attempts with 194 touchdown passes and a passing percentage of 59.8%. He played in 4 Pro Bowls and was 1973 AFC Passing Champion, 1974 Offensive Player of the Year, 1976 Player of the Year, and 1976 NFL Passing Champion. In 1977, Stabler guided the Raiders to a Super Bowl victory over Minnesota.
Would you please, all of you, give a warm welcome to Ken the Snake Stabler.
First of all, let me apologize for this throat. I kind of feel like a linebacker again has gotten me around the neck, but it's really nice to be here, John. I really appreciate that really kind introduction. When John Jr. excuse me, when John Jr. called me about doing this award, it really didn't take me very long to make up my mind to do this. And as I told John Jr. on the phone, I have such great respect and admiration for his father and the way that John Unitas represented the NFL and the way that he represented the position of quarterback and the way that he represents himself and all the fine work that he does for the scholar athlete. And it's just, it didn't take me long to say yes to come and be a part of this wonderful award. I think when you get the invitation to be a part of this kind of award is because you've had some success over a period of time as a quarterback, as an athlete, as a quarterback. And I think the reason you have that kind of success is because of the people that you play around. People that you play around, and you look at, there's been a common thread that's run through my career the entire time. High school and college, and on every level that I've played, the common denominator has been that I've always played around a group of tremendous athletes, and I've always played for a coach that I really admired and respected on every level. And that's my case on every level that I played. High school football, 29-1 in high school. Because of that great supporting cast and people around you, you get the opportunity to go to that next level. And that next level for me was the University of Alabama in the mid-'60s. And the opportunity to play for, in my opinion, the best coach of all time in Paul W. Bryant. And because of being able to go to that next level, play with that great group of players, and you have the opportunity to be a part of a team that goes 28-3-2 and wins one national championship and 2 SEC championships. And because of, again, playing with that man, for that man, and playing on a team that's you're surrounded by these tremendous players, you get that opportunity to move again to the next level. And that next level, you move to the professional ranks, and again, that same common thread of playing with a tremendous group of players, playing for a guy that you admired and respected in John Madden. And you're only as good as the people around you, and that's been the case with my entire career through high school, through college football, and 15 years of pro football. That's been the case. When you look at that team that I played with, I'm going to throw out some names and some coaches and some guys that I played with and tell you what I think about those people and those great teams that I played with. The reason I had success as a quarterback is because of the guys I played with. And if you look at, I walked into a tailor-made football team in Oakland. Great receivers, tremendous speed outside in Cliff Branch. I played behind a Hall of Fame offensive line. I played behind Gene Upshaw, played behind Art Shell. I played behind Dave Dalby, a 10-year center from UCLA, George Beeler, John Vella, tremendous football players with big heart, guys that took great care of me. I had the opportunity because of their efforts to be a quarterback who could stand back there and see things like Danny does today, stand back there and see things and deliver the ball to great players. If you look outside, you throw the ball to Cliff Branch with that great speed. On the other side, we had a tremendous possession-type guy in Freddie Biletnikoff, Hall of Fame player, a tremendous tight end to work the middle of the field in Dave Casper, big 240-pound fullbacks that liked their job and played for a guy, John Madden. It was so much fun to play for. It gave us so much room to be the kind of player, the kind of quarterback, the kind of individual that you wanted to be. It gave us an awful lot of room. And as I said, that common denominator that's run through every level of football that I've played on has been the fact that I've always been surrounded by great people, great players, and coaches that I admired and coaches that I respected that motivated and communicated and gave a lot of us the type of direction that we need to go out and try to achieve and try to move the chains and score points and win games. And all during that career, you have that opportunity and you get to play with these tremendous players, some smart, some not. I'll give you a great example. We had a big 240-pound fullback named Marv Hubbard, upstate New Yorker, very, very tough on the field, tough off the field. Marv had a habit of talking an awful lot. We're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and if you remember those Kansas City Chief teams in the 70s, the Hank Stram coach team of Buck Buchanan and Curly Cup and Jim Lynch and Johnny Robinson and Emmett Thomas and tremendous football teams. All during the week we were going to play Kansas City, Marv Hubbard's talking all week, said, yeah, we're going to go up to Arrowhead Stadium and we're going to run the ball. Kenny's going to throw the ball. We're going to go up there and we're just going to beat the hell out of the Chiefs. The media was taking this and they're posted it all over the boards in Kansas City and setting a huge booby trap for us in Kansas City. We go to Kansas City in the first series of downs, first third down series against Kansas City in Arrowhead. I got a short yardage play called off the left side. So I walk up there and stick my hands under the center and start barking out numbers. And Marv Hubbard stood up right behind me and walked right up to the line of scrimmage, looked right over my shoulder. And you remember the big middle linebacker that played middle linebacker for Kansas City in those days, Hall of Fame player, Willie Lanier, remember him? Looked like a Coke machine with a head on it. Marv gets up out of his stance and he walks right up behind me and looks right over my shoulder and he points right at Willie Lanier. And he says, hey, you big SOB, we're going right there. And that's where we were going. I mean, it's hard enough to gain 10 without your fullback telling the middle linebacker where you're going. So what do? So I just turn around, leave it on, turn around, give Marv the ball off the left side. Willie Lanier meets him in the hole. Bang, just echoes down through Arrowhead Stadium. Marv gets up and he staggers back by me and he's looking out of the ear hole of his helmet. Staggers against me and he said, I guess I need to keep my mouth shut. You know, when you get the opportunity to play over a long, long period of time, you get to play with great players, you get to play against a lot of great players and make relationships that do not go away because you go through so many emotions. You go through all the emotions that an athlete goes through of winning and losing and injury and pain and glory and criticism and all of those emotions. And you go through all those emotions together, it bonds you and you make relationships that don't go away very easy. And that's always been the case with our teams. I've played with guys and made wonderful relationships playing with these guys and against a lot of great players. Great players on other teams, guys that are just wonderful guys. I'll give you an example. He wasn't real wonderful this particular day, but I want to tell you about my introduction to Dick Butkus. You remember the Hall of Fame performer Dick Butkus with the Chicago Bears? I was the backup quarterback with the Raiders in the early 70s. Darryl LaMonica was the quarterback, and we were playing the Chicago Bears in Oakland. They weren't very good. We were pretty good. And Darryl's got the game in hand. We're winning, and John Madden sends me in with 2 minutes left to run out the clock. So we run the ball. We're running out the clock, trying to kill 2 minutes, and we drive the ball down inside the 5-yard line. First and 10 inside the 5, give it to Pete Banaszak. Pete dives over the line. Give second down, give it to Pete Banaszak, dives over the line. Third down, give it to Pete, he dives over the line, and the official runs in. I throw my hands up, the official runs in, and he marks the ball about this short of the goal line. And you're young, and you're getting the opportunity to play eventually, and you look at the official and say, hey, ref, what the hell's he got to do? That was a touchdown. This voice came from about right here, and he said, he's got to get across the damn goal line. Get your skinny butt back to the huddle. So I turned around, and at 5 and at 1, Dick Butkus hit me about right there, and I said, huddle her up, boys, huddle her up. But the whole thing was such a wonderful experience of being able to go through those levels of play and with that great supporting cast in high school and in college and in the professional ranks that it was just so much fun. And you learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about the people around you that only athletics can seem to bring out. I see right where Danny Werfel is today and watch him play. And I think that people that say that he can't play, I don't think they understand that there's an intangible part of an athlete that can't be measured with arm strength, and it can't be measured with size, and it can't be measured with how fast or how high you can jump. I think we ought to get used to seeing this young man play on Sunday, because I think like a lot of people think that he can play because he comes out of a wonderful system and a great coach that understands the game, and if he can grasp the system that he goes into in professional football, I don't think there's any doubt that Danny will be able to play. I'd just like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of our award winners, all of you high school players that may get that opportunity to go to the next level. There's a wonderful school in Tuscaloosa, Alabama and I'm going to do a little recruiting because I know Steve's doing a lot. There's a wonderful school in Alabama that would love to have you. Congratulations to all the award winners here. Congratulations, Danny, on your award. John, thanks for having me here for the National Football League Foundation. I compliment you on what you do with a scholar athlete, a wonderful situation, and thanks for having me here with you. Thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Stephen Dennison, the Johnny Unitas Scholarship Award winner from Butler High School, and we'll be right back.
Well, a gentleman that has some work to do. He thought his season, well, no, he didn't think his season was over. He knew he was going to a bowl game. But how about this one? Florida and Florida State on January 2nd. How sweet it is. Here is Coach Steve Spurrier.
Thank you. It's nice to be here in Kentucky again. I have great admiration for University of Kentucky, Coach Patino, and I think they got an excellent new coach, Hal Mumme, and I admire what Coach Cooper's done here at Louisville, and Coach Crum also over in the basketball program. So it's nice to be back in Kentucky, and I was telling Coach Cooper the song, My Old Kentucky Home. I tell you what, I'm not from Kentucky, I'm from Tennessee, but that song puts chill bumps on me. I know the same as it does all you Kentuckians. But I want to congratulate all you award winners, and just one little piece of advice, if I could. You don't have to go to a big college to play college football. Wherever you go, you can compete, be part of a team, have just as much fun as maybe guys that play Division I. So wherever you go, if you're fortunate enough to go to a big school, that's fine. But if you're not, don't worry about it. Go wherever you can play and help your team be the best you can be. And you can come out successful, and the values and what you learn from being part of a team, I think, will really help you in the latter part of your life. So good luck to all you guys the rest of the way. As we were flying up here today, I was chatting with my wife, Jerry. I said, you know what? I played a game against Johnny U. 1969. He was on the Baltimore Colt team. I don't think he played much that day. He was hurt or something, but it was a day that the 49ers upset the Baltimore Colts, so it was a memorable day
for me as a professional player. I played 10 years. I wasn't surrounded by a lot of great athletes, or I didn't play on many good teams. In fact, we didn't have hardly any championship teams. We won some divisions out at San Francisco. But my last year, I played on an expansion team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we played against Kenny Stabler's 76 Raider team. I think that was the year he was Player of the Year, and I think they won the Super Bowl that year. But that year we were 0-14, and I quarterbacked the worst team in the history of the NFL. And I still got the record for it. And I don't mind telling people that. I quarterbacked the worst team. I don't know if that makes me the worst quarterback, but I played in all 14 of those games. So they never could knock me out of those games. Of course, they didn't hit me very hard because those other guys weren't very mad at the Tampa Bay Bucks. But anyway, one of the fans down there said the Tampa Bay Bucks, they play possum ball. And somebody said, what's possum ball? I said, well, they play dead at home and they get killed on the road. And that's what we were doing. But anyway, I'm here tonight sort of tagging along with Danny Warfel, as you probably know, and Johnny Yu called me and invited me, and I've never been to this banquet and don't know if I ever get a chance to come back again with a quarterback, so I feel honored to be here. But let me just tell you briefly why Danny Warfel is the best quarterback to ever play at Florida, ever play in the SEC, and just possibly maybe in the country. I want to just give a few statistics right here and then tell you just a little bit about Danny as I've known him the last 5 years. First of all, his efficiency rating, which measures all those yards, touchdowns, interception, is the best over a 4-year period of any player that's ever played college football. His percentage of TD passes per attempt is better than anybody that's ever played college football. He's the first quarterback in SEC history to lead his team to 4 straight SEC championships. Kenny won 2 out of 3. He knows how special those conference championships are, and I can assure you we were a happy bunch of Gators the other night to beating Alabama and to win another conference championship. In SEC games, Danny has led us to a 27-1 record over the 4 years that he has played. His 6 touchdown passes, the conference record is 6 touchdown passes by a quarterback. Now, he didn't throw these against Southwest Missouri State Teachers College. He threw these against Tennessee in '95 and then Alabama the other night. Alabama came into the game with the #1 pass defense in America and was giving up like 120 yards a game passing. Danny throws for 401 and for 6 touchdowns and was instrumental in us beating Alabama the other night. Whatever it took to win the game, that's what Danny gave us the other night. All total, he has 47 NCAA, SEC, and school records during the 4 years he's been there. But also, and this was mentioned earlier, he has received 3 National Player of the Year Scholar Athlete Awards. In '95, he was the GTE Academic All-America Player of the Year. This year, he's already won the Dratty Award, which is given by the National Football Foundation and Hall of Fame. And then also, just the other night, he won the Honda Scholar Athlete of the Year, and he has a 3.7 grade point average. Actually, slipped a little bit, Danny. It was 3.9 when I was introducing you at the spring game last year, so he's slacking up a little bit. I got to get on him. But let me just tell you, maybe Danny's best game as a Gator. Gosh, over 4 years, all these victories and championships. But his best game, or maybe his best play, put it that way, his best play may have happened right here in the Bluegrass State. In 1993, we came up here. We'd beaten one of those New Mexico states or something or another pretty easily. And we came up here sort of thought we were better than we were. And Kentucky had a pretty good team in '93, and they played extremely well. And our first quarterback threw 4 interceptions. So Danny, all right, you're in the game. Danny did not start that night. And Danny made a few plays, got 1 touchdown in there, and then he threw his 3rd interception. And now I'm sitting over there, I'm standing on the sideline, and I'm sort of thinking, which one of these guys, we had time for 1 more possession. We're down 20-17, and I'm sitting here thinking, which one do I put in there now? We just keep throwing it to Kentucky. But Danny came off the field after his 3rd interception. I said, Coach, we can still win this game tonight. I feel good. We can still win this game tonight. Well, certainly he had the confidence. He had the belief. My other quarterback was behind the bench somewhere hiding, so there wasn't any question which one to put out there. But we had a good kickoff return. We got the ball up near midfield, hit a few little short passes here and there. And then with 8 seconds left, Chris Doring, a walk-on player that had just earned a scholarship that year, and speaking of walk-ons, Chris Doring went on to catch more touchdown passes than any player to ever play in the SEC, a walk-on player. But anyway, at 8 seconds left, Danny hit Chris down the middle, 28-yard touchdown to win the game 24-20. Now, some people may say, well, Coach, that was just one game amongst all these others. And I said, well, let me tell you what that one game in '93 did. It enabled us to go on to get to the championship game and beat Alabama in '93. It helped us build confidence. We created the habit of success, and we went on the next year and beat Alabama again in the championship, and then beat Arkansas the next year. So now we're sort of, feeling like we've got some confidence going into those championship games, and then won another one the other night. So that 1993 pass up here in Commonwealth Stadium over in Lexington might have been Danny's most important throw ever. He's had so many of them. But he's a wonderful young man, and I'll let Johnny Yu talk about him a little bit more. But thanks for inviting me up here.
Now then, John Unitas to talk about Danny Wuerffel.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Jack. And first of all, I want to congratulate all the award winners, of course, and thank Coach Spurrier and his wife for coming up, and Snake. It's always a pleasure being in your company. But, I have about 9 pages of information on Danny Wuerffel that we can sit here and talk about, but he's told me he's a little tired. He doesn't want me to talk too long. But I guess one of the greatest accomplishments for Danny is that he has earned more than $25,000 for postgraduate scholarship, which I think is a tremendous thing, and I think he's very proud. I know his father is very proud of that. And I want all of you young football players who think that the game is too demanding, just remember that participating in this game has its rewards in many, many ways. All of you have a God-given talent. To abuse that talent would be wrong. And I think you ought to be able to use that talent as a means to an ends for yourself of what you're looking for in this world, and not just an ends alone. So take advantage of it, work at it, and remember that the only thing that you get out of life is the time and effort and sacrifice that you put into it. So right now, I'd like to call your attention to the screen and look at some of Danny's accomplishments.
The nominees for the 1996 Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award are California's Pat Barnes, Colorado's Coy Detmer, Arizona State's Jake Plummer, Notre Dame's Ron Polis, Brigham Young's Steve Sarkisian, Northwestern's Steve Schnurr, and Florida's Danny Wuerffel. Florida's Danny Wuerffel is this year's winner. In 1996, Wuerffel has guided the Gators to an 11-1 record as their starting quarterback. He has completed 207 of 360 passing attempts for 3,625 yards and 39 touchdowns with only 13 interceptions. His 162.5 career passing efficiency rating is the second best in collegiate history. Wuerffel's Gators will compete in the Sugar Bowl in January for the national championship.
Now I'm happy to present the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Ring and Trophy to Danny Wuerffel. Danny?
Well, first of all, I just want
going to give all the glory and praise to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. He is the rock upon which I stand. With all this traveling this week, and it's a really good thing that they did give out the academics awards this week. I have my finals next week. I'm glad they already voted on all those. And first of all, I just want to thank Johnny Unitas. It's just a pleasure to sit by him, much less receive his award in the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame. I'd like to accept this on behalf of my teammates. In such a team game, how can you accept an individual award without sharing the honor with them? And I accept this on their behalf, and especially all the other people that are involved there, the trainers and managers, and especially the coaches. Coach Spurrier for the opportunity to play, and his wife's here with him, one of the sweetest ladies you'll ever meet, Miss Spurrier. And I'd also like to thank our offensive line coach, Jimmy Ray Stevens, who was also my high school football coach, who brought me up and taught me a lot about football and also a lot about life. I also think you'll never realize, and I know each day goes on and I learn more and more about how much my upbringing had to deal with who I am and where I've come to be. And so I just want to say a special thank you to family. And I'd ask if you would join me in a round of applause for my father, John, who's here tonight. And I'd also like to recognize Ben and Jenny Cunningham, my cousins who are from the area, who are here tonight, and I want to thank them for being here. I'd also like to congratulate all the winners here, and I pray that as you go on in all your dreams that you'll remember the important things in life and not get caught up in some of the things that so many other people get caught up in and that don't seem to have much value. Again, thank you so much. This really is an honor. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Hi, I'm Robert Becker, and I won the Johnny Unitas Scholarship Award from Seneca High School. We'll be right back.